Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I set up in Dallas at a mini trade show, and a personal friend of mine that's a mathematician has been trying to do, well, he did it, but he wanted some help if there was a faster way to use a 10-sided 9, 8, 7, all the way down to a triangle and make it like this, where they all have the same dimension on one side. So they just keep getting constantly smaller. So we're going to start with a 10-sided polygon. And I'm going to hold down the control button so it's perfect. And I'm going to hit P. Now I need to rotate it to get a flat side, and 10-sided would be 36. So we need to rotate it 18 degrees, which is half that. Now we need to make a measurement. And if you do this with the parallel dimension tool, and you run this parallel dimension tool, and you can see we're at 4.63, and if you grab this and that changes, you're good to go. If it doesn't change, you need to set it, and how you set it is to take your measurement, your parallel dimension tool, and then lock it, and then go right here to this that's going to set it. And now it won't probably do it because I've changed it. So now it's the same. So when you do that, just go ahead and do it and get the parallel dimension tool and actually go up here, and it's going to come up there with dimension, and you're going to set it as a default. So now every time you measure this, it's going to be 4.63. So now we need to make a 9-sided polygon. So I'm going to make a 10-sided and make it 9. And then I'm going to hit P, but I need to make that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this down and move it down here so it's not in the way. I need to make that part, and we don't need to rotate, but every other one. So I'm going to take my parallel dimension tool and mark this spot from node to node, and see we're only at 3.01. So I'm going to go up here and change this to like 130%. Whoa, that's 1230, 130%. 130. And see, now we're at 301, so we're not there, so we'll go 140. 150. So, okay, it's not changing. So it did not change. Let's take that away. And let's go ahead and measure this. I thought that would change it for good. And see, we're at 439. And I'm going to go click on this, and you can see, and we could raise the decimal. I don't really think we have to. Now I'm going to grab it and change it to, like, let's say 155. And I'm just trying to get it to 463. So I'm going to go 158. We're close, so I'm going to go 158 and a half, and we're a little bit too much, so we're going to go 158.3, and we're right on the money. So now I'm actually going to delete that, and I'm going to grab both of these, and I'm going to hit B to put it at the bottom, and you can see that's how it's supposed to be. Now this is a little bit drawn out. Now we're going to make it 8-sided. I'm holding on the control button. I'm going to make it 8. I'm going to go ahead and hit P. Got to click on it. Hit P. Now this time I need to rotate this one. It's an 8-sided, which would be 45, so I'm going to rotate it 22 and a half to get that flat side. I'm going to take my parallel dimension tool, parallel dimension tool, and I'm at 2.88. I'm going to go ahead and check that box again. It should stay there, but sometimes it doesn't. So now we're good. We just need to make it 4.63. And when you get pretty close, you want to, I'm going to go back downhill a little bit. So now I'm going to make it like 162%. Well, we're close. Let's go 161. We're really close. 160.5. Now we're too much. 160.8. 160.8, and we got the 63. Now I'm going to take away that number, and it gets easier as you go. And then I'm going to select all this, and I'm going to hit B to put them on the, okay, I wasn't in the center of the page on that one. So now I'm going to put them in the center of the page and hit B. Now we need to go to a, let's see, that was a, can't even remember which one that is. That was an 8-sided. So now we need to make a 7-sided. I'm just going to hold down the control button and go down to 7. And see, this one I don't have to rotate because I want a sharp point on every other one. I'm going to get the parallel dimension tool, 3.82. I'm not going to click that button and see if it changes, and it doesn't. So it's one thing I have gripe with Corel. It's hard to tell that this thing is on or not. So we're going to turn it on again, and I'm going to make this, oh, we're already at 4, so we need to go down a little bit. Look at that, we're close. I'm going to go 121.3, and see, I got it. I'm going to take away the parallel dimension tools. I'm going to hit P. I'm going to grab them all and hit B, like for bottom. So that was the 6, so now I need to do a 5. So I'm going to take it and make it a 5-sided. And I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. You know what that, it looks a little funny, but it works. I'm going to get my parallel dimension tool. So if somebody knows more than me on, boy, look how close I am. Look how close I am to the 63. So I'm going to go 100.3. See, it didn't change. So I need to get this number and just take it away. And I'm going to use my parallel dimension tool. This time I'm going to try to lock it again. And that should be, that's your dimension tool. And say, okay. So we're right on the money. So now I'm going to take it away. And I'm going to select them all again. I'm going to hit B. And see, it looks funny. I'm pretty sure I didn't make a mistake. Now we need to make a 4. And a 4 is just a square. But we're still going to use a parallel dimension tool and make it a 4. Now I'm going to rotate this guy 90 degrees or 45 degrees to get it flat. Now this one's easier because it's a square with my ratio locked. I'm going to make it 4.63, and I'm going to hit P, select them all, and hit B. Now I don't know why there's such a big gap. So if that's 8, 9, or 10, 9, 8, 7, you know what? I think I missed a 6. So let's do a 6. See if it falls in there. Yep. And see, I need to rotate it. On a 6, it's 60 degrees. So I need to rotate it 30 to get it flat. Now get the parallel dimension tool, and it should work, but sometimes it doesn't. So I'm at 4.29. Yeah, here we go. So now I'm going to go 4.63. And see, I think it's easier to change this to 108. Look at that. Now get rid of the numbers and hit P, and then select them all and hit B. You know, that's the way it's supposed to look. Your last one's a triangle, and it's just like the square. So we're going to take the polygon tool. I'm going to go ahead and set it on, okay, you have something selected. You don't want anything selected. Go to the polygon tool and set it on 3-sided. And then hold down the control button. And now we just have to change the width to 4.63. We'll go ahead and put P to put it in the center of the page. Let me go ahead and take away these numbers, select it all, and hit B. And that's what he was trying to do. So I don't really know a faster way. Now, he did say when he did it, he even extended out the decimal places, but he couldn't get it to not leak. Well, mine somehow just don't leak. That's a pretty cool, kind of a cool graphic. If it wasn't 10-sided, you could probably do more with it, and we could, you know what, let's change all these to red. Well, can't really do that. Let's select that one, shift select that one, shift select that one, and make them red. And then we'll take the Smart Fill tool, let's set it on yellow, and let's fill in every other one with yellow. It really shows it off. And then I would always take it, select it, and right click, no outline. That's a pretty cool graphic. I've tried to play with it, see if I could do any more with it, but I can't because it's 10-sided. It's just not gonna rotate. Anyway, I know that didn't help you too much, but maybe you'll learn a little bit about the parallel dimension tool. Thank you for watching.